What exactly is quiet quitting and how do you stop it having an impact in your business? In this video, I am going to tell all. Hello, my name's Jenefer. I'm the founder of Silk Helix and we help small business owners with all things people management, HR and employment law. So let's go, let's explore quiet quitting and make sure we can put a stop to it in your business. So what is quiet quitting? Quiet quitting as a term has come from TikTok, I believe, and it's where people started to talk about just doing the bare minimum, not going above and beyond at work. The reality is it's been something that has been talked about my entire HR career, probably long before that. And when I was studying, it was talked about as a psychological contract, but I get that that's all a bit textbooky and you can see why the term quiet quitting has caught on. But really, what they're talking about is doing the bare minimum. Going to work, doing the job and going home at the end of the day, not going above and beyond. It also has links to the Great Resignation that we've heard talked about since COVID and of course some links to COVID. So what people have found during the COVID time is it's sped up changing attitudes to work. We were already seeing this before COVID where people were seeing work as something that they wanted something out of, that there's a reason they want to go to work and it's usually to enhance their life. But of course, what that actually means is going to be different things to different people. And COVID has made a lot of people reflect on their lives, reflect on what they want out of life, reflect on work, and perhaps change their mind about what they want. Now, for some, this is a completely healthy decision. They're going from a very healthy work environment. It's just not the right work environment for them. And they're perhaps saying, do you know what? There's better work environments for me, or I want to be doing something different. That's fine. That's one thing. We can't change that. If someone just wants something different in life than what we've got to offer, we can't change it. Actually, it's best that they do go and move on to what's right for them so you can bring in someone that's right for your business. The more problematic is where people are talking more about not feeling valued and recognised in the workplace that they're in. And COVID, to some people, has highlighted this, where they felt that they've gone through a particularly challenging time and that they've not been recognised or valued by their employer through this. And we know that when people feel valued, they feel recognised, that they are more motivated, that they are feeling part of the team, that they want to give to their employer because there's a win-win, there's something they're getting out of the work that they're in. And so this is something that goes back a long way in terms of what we know about motivating people. But I think it is something that for a long time businesses have missed. And there's a thought that the exchange is, you come and work for us, you do everything that we need, we'll pay you a wage, and that's all you need to be able to live your life. And I think that is the crucial bit as to where the difference in attitudes has now come, that it's not just about the pay, it's about things like flexibility, it's about time, it's about the mental load, it's about whether work is harming their mental health. And research has shown that when people feel recognised, that enhances their mental health. It makes them feel healthier. When they don't feel recognised, they're far more likely to burn out. They're far more likely to have mental health issues. And this is partly because people are constantly driving to get that recognition, never receiving it. So they just burn themselves out in the process. So as a business, what can you do about this? How can you prevent it happening? Firstly, a healthy work environment that people feel safe, comfortable, they're getting something that they want out of it, is going to encourage people to come to work for you, retain the right people and keep them motivated. How do we do this? Firstly, having one-to-one conversations with people, one-to-one meetings, regular conversations where you are listening to what it is that they want as an individual and finding ways that work can match that that you can give that in order that they are giving, that you're giving, and there's a win-win exchange. It's crucial for motivation. That is the way the world is. People are different. They all want different things out of work. We can't assume as business owners that everybody wants the same things out of the work environment as we do. They want different things. People want different things. So we have to be open to what they want. In those discussions, we also have to talk about what we expect of them, being realistic in those expectations and really clear in those expectations, but also giving them feedback on that, giving them the opportunity to develop as well as feeling valued and recognised for what they've achieved. And we need to stop using vague terms like above and beyond. What on earth does above and beyond actually mean? You want somebody to go above and beyond? Why would I go above and beyond for somebody who I don't feel is either recognising what I'm doing for them or isn't going above and beyond for me? And we know that even if you pay above and beyond salaries, people will live to their means, so they're always going to want more. There's not going to be a way of salary making that above and beyond exchange. And what do we even talk about? You're watching this thinking, what is she talking about? What's above and beyond? What do we mean? And this is the problem with it. Somebody can be constantly giving more, giving more, giving more. And if they're never recognised or never getting to a point of saying, actually, I'm valued for this, then they're never going to feel worthy. They're never going to feel motivated. They're never going to feel recognised for what they're doing. So stop using terms like above and beyond and be really, really clear in your expectations of people. It's the same with terms like flexibility. If I see flexibility on a job advert, I'm going to assume this is an employer who's looking for somebody who's got no boundaries, is going to say yes to everything, will work every hour they possibly can, and that they can effectively be walked all over. And I think increasingly we understand that that's not a healthy place to be as an individual, and therefore it's not a healthy way to employ people. Now, I was doing some training recently and talking about the word flexibility, and that isn't what they meant at all. What they meant was about thinking about different solutions. They meant thinking about different ways of working, and that wasn't how I interpreted what they were talking about. So this is the problem with these terms, is that they're not clear. And if we're not clear what we mean when we're telling somebody what we expect of them, then they have got very little chance of actually meeting our expectations. And if we expect someone to go above and beyond, then we're expecting something. We know that we've got a picture in our mind of what above and beyond looks like. Why not just tell people what that is? Tell people what we're expecting of them. Make that really clear right from the beginning, so they've got every opportunity to meet it and the opportunity to say, actually, that's not for me. I can't give that, and go and find a job elsewhere because they're not the right person for your business. And then you've got a better exchange. You've got a better chance of getting this kind of win-win, this recognition, because you've got this thing that says, this is what we expect of you. And oh, you achieved it. That is great. That's brilliant. Thank you very much. This is how it contributed to the team. This is how it contributed to the business. All those things that show recognition. So if you want to prevent quiet quitting, it's about how you manage people on a day-to-day basis. It's about how you set those expectations. It's about making sure you've got regular conversations with people, making sure that they know that they are valued and that they are recognised, and that you are showing them that, and you are looking at what it is that motivates them as an individual and looking at how you can give that. And yes, we can't treat everybody completely individually, but we can put together things that say, actually, we recognise this person here wants career development. So let's make sure that we're putting that in as a reward for the performance and the things they're putting in. This person over here doesn't want career development. They're really happy in the job they're doing. They do a great job day in, day out. Let's let them carry on doing that, because that's the thing that they value. That's about listening to people, understanding where they're coming from, understanding what they want, and being able to give that to them. So when we're talking about quiet quitting, we are talking about people who are not motivated, they are not productive, they are doing the bare minimum to be able to take home the salary every month, and probably looking for other employment whilst they're doing it. That's not good for your business. It's not good for your team. Negative attitudes have a tendency to grow. So you want to be able to put a stop to it, and you need to do that by having a culture of day-to-day management that is really clear on your expectations and shows recognition to people so that they feel a valued part of the team. If you want to find out more about how to do this, get the tools and the structures to really put this in place in your business, not only will you find you've got a healthier workforce, you've got less issues with burnout and mental health, but you've also got a more productive workforce, you've got a team that is achieving exactly what you need them to, then my course on managing employee performance is what you need. It will take you through all of these things step by step. It will give you the tools to motivate, encourage, support people, and tell you how to deal with it if it just does go wrong and somebody really isn't performing. There's details on screen now and in the description below with a link to the course. It will give you everything you need to improve the performance of your team. And in the meantime, if you want more hints, tips on how to manage your team more effectively to get the best out of your team, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss a single video. And if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments below and I will do my best to answer them.